A very good afternoon to you. Thank you so much once again for allowing us into your space. My name is Patricia Lukoma Mpango, and into our lunchtime news. President Museveni has donated 115 million shillings to the son of a fellow bushwar comrade, Sebastian Sechitoleko Sali, to help him undergo a heart surgery in India. The money was delivered by the Prime Minister Robina Nabanja at Mulago Hospital. As we hear more in this report.
Sebastian Sechitoleko Sali was a member of parliament in the 1980s, representing Hoima and Kibale at the time when President Yoweri Museveni was fighting to liberate the country. Sechitoleko is remembered by the NRA combatants for assisting the forces to navigate the Bunyoro terrains. Currently, his son Joram Sechitoleko was diagnosed with heart disease, but the family could not afford until President Yoweri Museveni was informed about his plight.
I want to thank the President for the support he has given the Sechitoleko's family to treat his son. Sechitoleko was one of those contact people the President used during the Bush War. As you have heard, the wife, the widow, to let Sechitoleko. This is his biological son, and he's the heir of late Sechitoleko. He works with Kakura District Government. He got sick, I was informed some time back, and he was referred to Mulago Regional Referral Hospital at Institute. I want to thank the medical people in this hospital for keeping him up to today.
This evening, the Prime Minister Robina Nabanja delivered a cash donation worth 115 million shillings to Sechitoleko at Mulago Hospital.
They could not manage this cost, so I informed the President in the cabinet, and the President had answered their prayers, so now they are due to be taken to India for that heart operation.
Sechitoleko thanked the President for his support rendered to save his life.
I want to take this opportunity to thank His Excellency the President, the Right Honorable Prime Minister, and everyone who has been there for me in this trying moment. I want to thank the medical team of Mulago for keeping me up to this time, for the care and also the treatment they have offered me, and also the good advice. I want to thank everyone for the support they have given me.
I take this opportunity to thank His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, for lending a hand towards the medication of my brother, Joram Sechitoleko, who is to be taken to India for medication, for heart surgery. I take this opportunity also to thank Right Honorable the Prime Minister of the Republic of Uganda, our own, for pushing this. In fact, without her, we would not think it would be possible.
The Prime Minister Robina Nabanja, on her part, also offered cash worth 200,000 shillings to each patient she found at the Heart Institute.
Now, the Public Accounts Committee's planned oversight visit to Lubowa Specialized Hospital site has been postponed. The Ministry of Health requested more time to procure safety gears for the large number of committee members. This is the latest development in the ongoing saga of the Lubowa Hospital project, which has been dogged by controversies and allegations of overspending.
Giving them a date of 26th today at 9 p.m. because they had requested from 22nd 9 a.m. We said, okay, we will not even come on 23rd, we'll come on 26th. So we gave them time. Now they replied to, not to me now, they replied to the clerk to Parliament. Waiting is Kenneth Akiri for Dr. Twine. Clerk to Parliament, oversight visit to Ruboa Hospital by the Public Accounts Committee. The Minister of Health has received a letter from the chairperson, the other one I've read, of the Public Accounts Committee regarding unintended oversight visit to Ruboa Hospital on April 26, 24, a copy of which is attached. Accompanying this visit comprises of over 50 members of Parliament and staff, including members of the press, whose exact number is yet to be determined by the visiting team. Given the substantial size of the delegation, the developer has expressed the need for additional time to procure the necessary the necessary personal protective equipment, PPE, to ensure the safety of all the visitors during the visit. Consequently, an alternative date for the visit will be communicated in the due course. We kindly request that honorable members of the Parliament to defer the visit until a new date is communicated.
Now, the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development, in partnership with the Initiative for Social and Economic Rights, has released a report on the rights of citizens to social protection and social security. Alan Kembabazi, the program manager at ISA, says the research is aimed at assessing Uganda's progress on social protection and security.
In 2010, government, through the means of Gender, Labour and Social Development, introduced Social Assistance Grant for Empowerment Program as a pilot in a selected few districts before rolling it out fully in 2013. Through this program, government intended to cushion senior citizens aged 80 years and above with financial support that would resultantly translate into economic empowerment and poverty alleviation. 10 years later, it has been established that, much as the program has seen a decrease in poverty levels by 20%, limited coverage occasioned by a small resource envelope leaves a lot to be desired.
Because ideally, from the policy presentation, an older person is 60 years and above. So if resources permitted, all the older person 60 years and above would be able to benefit. But because of the limited resources, we started with 80 years.
The other challenge in waiting is the program's sustainability that hangs in balance, especially with the dwindling donor support to government.
Government in the National Development Plan had put a target about over 900,000 people by 2022, but in 2024 only a third of those have been reached, and some of them could be old at 80 years and so forth, but they lack national ID, so then they're not able to get social protection. So the research was finding that we can do more in terms of rolling out a life cycle approach to social protection. And this is very important right now. We went through COVID, we are dealing with climate change. You need to be able to cushion people.
It is against this backdrop that advocates for social protection and social security want government to come up with a legislation that will not only guide but shield such programs against any economic and political shocks.
We need a law, comprehensive law, that addresses the policy gaps that we have identified through these studies. That's why with ISA and other partners we have undertaken this research.
All this was during the launch of a report on the rights of citizens to social protection and social security, an event that was presided over by the State Minister for Youth and Children Affairs. Balam says that government is banking on the forthcoming national census for accurate data to guide harmonization of service delivery.
After census, we shall know the elderly are how many. Then the Minister of Gender will plan for those old people and see if we can uplift their payment. They even deserve $1 million. They deserve 500,000. They deserve 50,000. But how much does government collect, and what are the obligations of government?
According to statistics, elderly persons constitute 1.6% of Uganda's population. Dorcas Kimono, UBC News.
Now, a little into the health sector, hundreds of people gathered in Hoima City Thursday this week to mark the World Malaria Day. Malaria fever is one of the diseases that is socially and economically devastating to most communities in Uganda and sub-Saharan Africa.
Though malaria fever is the leading killer disease in the country, there is no official day reserved to mark it and create awareness about the socio-economic impact of the disease. It is for this reason that concerned persons are seeking for national recognition in form of a malaria day so that more awareness is created about prevention and treatment of malaria fever that is spread by Anopheles mosquitoes. Western Media for Environment and Conservation and BioVision Africa, with support from Agenda for Environment and Responsible Development, were at the forefront of organizing Malaria Day celebrations in Hoima City Thursday this week.
Clear bushes, broken containers, and stagnant water, which are breeding sites for mosquitoes, especially during this rainy season.
Malaria Day in Hoima was marked under the theme Health Equity, Gender and Human Rights. It was meant to create awareness about malaria fever impact in communities. World Malaria Day is observed annually on 25th April since 2007 as a reminder of the ongoing battle against malaria and the imperative of sustained investment and political commitment for its prevention and control.
As citizens, as mothers, as fathers, have we done our part? If we are given those nets, are we using them properly? And as of course, as WEMECO and our partners, we shall keep telling the people, we shall keep creating that awareness.
Similarly, Earth Day was also marked in Hoima City. The day serves as a reminder of the importance of environmental conservation and the preservation of natural resources. Earth Day is observed annually on April 22nd. World Earth Day in Hoima was marked under the theme Planet Against Plastics. The theme emphasizes the damaging impacts of plastic pollution on both human health and the broader ecosystem.
We should reduce the use of fossil fuels, which include coal and oil. I think these are things that we need really to bring to our communities. Now, there is food and agriculture. We need to raise awareness about some farming practices, such as the use of chemical pesticides.
Earth Day and World Malaria Day were jointly marked in Hoima to create health awareness and equity to ensure a brighter and healthier future in communities. Sudat Kaye and Vincent Wamundu, UBC News.
Now, the Ministry of Water and Environment has commissioned for the operationalization of 3 water supply systems and sanitation facilities in West Nile. The 11.4 billion projects were commissioned by the State Minister for Water, Aisha Sichindi. She says clean water, sanitation and hygiene are a key intervention or requirement for development.
First to be commissioned was the FICO Sludge Management Facility at Rhino Camp in Madiokwalo District. The facility was constructed at 2.3 billion shillings to help in the management of human waste in Rhino Camp Refugee Settlement, Rhino Camp Town Council, Oriama and Rigbo sub-counties.
Without comprehensive FICO sludge management, human waste can contaminate the environment and nearby drinking water sources, which increases the risk of epidemic.
Vincent Erema, the health security chairperson, Uriama, says the facility will ensure proper disposal of waste among the 180,000 people, both in refugee settlement and host communities.
Today I'm very happy that it's going to be open and that we are going to start using it.
We have never had a single day without receiving a refugee.
FICO Sludge Management is the transportation, treatment and reuse of human waste.
People were really using ordinary methods to treat their waste. So we needed to come to their help before a catastrophe happens.
And I wish to hand over.
The minister later proceeded to Kati in Madiokolo district to commission a 2.3 pipe water supply system and sanitation facilities which is intended to serve over 4,000 people.
We used to suffer a lot. You will just leave your husband there and go and search for the water. But currently, as this project has been brought to us, we are very happy. We are now producing. There is no domestic violence.
Baito Primary School also benefited from the institutional toilets.
Of Kati Water Project. Let's tune to our reporter there.
In Koboko, access to clean water has been their nightmare. Gloria Hasibazayo says her 11-year-old was last month knocked by a speedy car in Congo in search of water, and Gloria's daughter is not the only one.
So sometimes the accidents are there, the distance also there. Last time even my neighbor also lost 2 kids when they are going to fetch water.
Gloria says the current public stand post at Kerry Trading Center has changed their lives for the better.
I just use 1 minute to get water.
Kerry Oraba water supply and sanitation facility is among the 3 projects undertaken by the Ministry of Water and Environment in Koboko, Terego and Madiokolo districts. At the launch, State Minister for Water says government has taken interest in development of rural growth centers with the limited local resources to spur development.
That time they have been using to go to fetch water from long distances. They should now engage in the money economy.
KFW, in partnership with the government of Uganda, have so far financed 15 water schemes across northern Uganda to improve clean water coverage and sanitation in the region.
We call it a program to support host communities and refugees with safe water. Now we are in the middle of phase 3 and phase 4. And in total, the German government was committing only for this particular program more than 25 million euros. And there's more to come. So again, the German government made commitments earlier, so to the government of Uganda, to continue these programs. So we'll see more water supply schemes in the future in northern Uganda.
Currently, the sanitation hygiene performance figures indicate an increase from 94.6% to 95.2% across the country. Ediolwa, UBC News.
Now, fishermen on Lake Albert are urging government to expedite the process of granting them co-management authority over the lake. This request, voiced during a regional meeting organized by the Uganda Fisheries and Conservation Association, aims to address concerns about declining fish stocks and illegal activities, as we hear more in this report.
Going to remove the FPU by May. People were happy with that statement because people are now, they are like in prison on their own areas in where they belong and where they can live. Right now we are talking, people are not happy on the ground. The evidence we got there was during the registration of NRM Yellow Book. The turn-up was very poor because people of all the fishing community were complaining a lot about the FPU actions on fishing activities in Lake Albert. So for today's meeting, what I can say, we want to come up with a concrete statement which we can bring to the government, and I think we may appeal to the government, let them agree with us, because we are here indigenous, we are on the ground, we know what to be done.
One reason as why we have called it, since time immemorial, our government has been using an iron hand to solve fishers' problems. So we have thought that it's high time, by using different enforcement officers, say the army, in all waters of Uganda, but as fishers, we thought that one cannot work because it has tried it several times. Mentioned in the Nankabira issue, it was first the Minister of Fisheries, the Mukisa. We have the issue of Mwijakubi Godfrey, and very many interventions that the government has put in place using soldiers to make sure that there is increased stocks. But
now, Manufacturers Association Chairman Deo Kayemba urged the government to prioritize cassava as a strategic crop. This push follows a visit to Pura Organic or Agro-Tech Limited in Nakasongola, a factory transformed cassava into valuable products like starch, flour, and pellets. Kayemba believes large-scale cassava production could significantly reduce the wheat import in the country.
That heat, when you send it to the flat dryer, just pushes hot air. So our main challenge at the moment is the stable supply of power to keep the factory running, which we're able to, with our own biogas plant, we're able to run the factory when there's no power. We also need the reliable supply of water, which is a big issue because the cassava, when you're doing processing of cassava, you need about 5 liters of water per kg of cassava. So we eventually, by the end of this year, we're going to be needing about 500,000 liters a day just to process cassava, minimum. And so water is an issue, and so reliable water supply is the two main constraints to production at the moment.
It has not been an easy business, most especially during the rainy season. The cassava rods, it's not easy to dry the chips. But here you harvest and deliver your fresh cassava the way you harvested it to get cash after delivering here. So it has been a very good opportunity. Very many farmers are now have opened up big chunks of land because they have seen an opportunity for market of cassava here.
What brings us here is when we went to Yumbe and the other districts, we noted that the farmers are growing a lot of cassavas, but did not have uptakers for their cassava. They are growing a lot of mangoes and they struggle. So today we came to see how we can collaborate with the industry to uptake the cassava produced in those districts so that it is converted into products like cassava flour. It is converted into starch, which is produced here. It is converted into puree, which is used for food and can be stored for a long time. It is converted into animal feeds. And when it came here, we were pleasantly surprised and to find that we are actually consuming a lot of cassava from the near.
Well, it's time for us to take a short break. Do not go away. We return with more news.
Fred!
Osmosis.
Freddy! Fred Dollar, my boss, CEO Inojo, the general of generals, the conqueror of conquerors, the first and the final, the sky above the skies, the promised land, the terms and the conditions, the international king crocodile, the source of the
Osmosis.
Nile.
I don't have money today.
Just take a polite loan of 200k to stock on my shop. The signs and symptoms of success. The bank commander, not the bank teller.
Why hassle for a loan when you've got MTN Momo? We're sorting it. Use the Momo app or dial *165*5# for all quick loans. Choose from the different loan options from our partners and get one that works for you. Together, we're unstoppable.
After the massive launch of the Museveni Awoma hit song in Kololo, Mukono, Nabweru Wakiso District and Masulita War Zone, Munamasa Kansereko Emma takes Museveni Awoma to Mityana on Friday, the 26th of April 2024 at Mityana Saza Ground. We shall start with Bulungi Wansi, a health camp, and then a boom of entertainment with thousands of comedians and artists, all at a free entry. Anti-Jaja Gabude, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni will be our chief guest. Come, let's have fun with Jaja. Don't miss.
Ebiseera by'okuzaayo abaana mu masomero tebiteekwa kukaluubiriza n'akatono. Eno kusimba nnyiriri mpanvu kano kalipagano ka bidduka. Simanya kuzunga na banka siripsi. Kati osobola okusasula school fees z'omwana wo ate n'okola n'ebirala ntoko ku ssimu ye ey'omu ngalo. Ekikola kyangu nnyo. Nyiga bunyizi *165*8 ogoberera ebikulagiriddwa oba okozese app ya MTN Momo. Ate kati okola ki olwaleero? MTN Mobile Money Uganda Limited erungamizibwa banka enkulu eya Uganda.
Welcome back. Let's turn to business, where to address a limited application of the Condominium Property Ownership Act. A training session was held for real estate developers and managers in Kampala. This initiative aimed to improve understanding of the law, which has potential to boost Uganda's real estate sector.
We have a full-fledged training institute, and we have collaboration.
Thank you for empowering us.
Someone brought an idea. He came from Dubai. He wanted to start. It was some years like 2008. He wanted to start condominium property development. He bought land in Mukono. He went for plans. He could not get them. They said, "What are you saying?" He didn't understand condominium property. Okay. Some people still call it condom law. I'm telling the truth. People don't know about it.
Still, some people don't have much idea about the condominium. They only know the word condominium, but there are so many things, responsibility of the developer, responsibility of the residents, that how to manage the property and what are the common properties, what is the extent of their ownership.
For depot, condominiums are appreciable in the long term. There is covered maintenance by all owners. There are community amenities by all owners. There is a sense of community by the members. Condominiums have access to amenities. There is secured security.
Gone are the days in the 90s where people would build on one.
Now, residents of Chibomba and Kanaba in Kisoro are receiving much needed support following the devastating floods earlier this month. The Uganda Red Cross Society stepped up to deliver essential relief items like jerrycans, soap and blankets. Additionally, the Red Cross constructed 3 temporary tents at Chibomba Primary School.
Primary school, which has been affected by flooding. Several classrooms have been submerged by water, and for that matter we needed an alternative place to ensure that our learners continue learning up to the end of this term. We are grateful to Kisoro District Administration. We are grateful to Red Cross Society of Uganda. We are grateful to the Church of Uganda and other stakeholders.
And into sports, Nansana Asker fixed their footstool muscles on Thursday night, defeating Kaboa Dream Team 6-3 at Old Kampala Indoor Arena in match week 20. Let's hear more in this report.
Nansana controlled the game from the outset, showcasing their superior skills on the court. Their dominance translated into a convincing 6-3 win over Kaboa Dream Team. Nansana player Patrick Sekandi attributed the team's success to learning from the past mistakes and taking advantage of scoring opportunities.
We knew our weaknesses. Then we decided maybe how are we going to style up for these last games. To come in numbers and we train. Yeah, our training was successful. That's why we managed to win this game.
Elsewhere, Kawempe FC finally secured their first points of the season with a surprising 5-2 victory over Ediga's youth program. Meanwhile, Park FC continued their strong showing with a comfortable 3-0 win over Kampala junior team. Futsal fans eagerly await Friday night's game featuring Chisanyi FC taking on Mango City. Mashamiro Victor, UBC News.
And still in sports, in a thrilling semi-final clash of the informal sector tournament organized by the Patriotic League of Uganda, the Akedas faced off against the Abattoirs in a fierce battle for a spot in the finals. The Abattoirs emerged victorious with a commanding scoreline of 3-1. Now, they eagerly await their showdown in the finals scheduled for May 8th.
We are heading to the finals. I want to congratulate the two teams that qualified to the finals. And I want to call everybody, even those who participated, all the sectors, to come on that very day that we shall announce, to come and witness the finals, and maybe they will correct their mistakes so that tomorrow they will be themselves on the finals. We are not going to stop here. We shall move this tournament to other regions even. But even this one will remain as our tournament. We shall have, this is season number 1, we shall go to second season.
Final. Lunaku lwa leero lubadde lwa ssanyu kubanga nsobodde okuwangula omupiira guno goolo 3-1.
I can tell my opponent that don't joke with the markets, because as markets we have, this is not the first time having a tournament. We had several cup, although we not get our trophies, we still demand our bus and a poster from the president. My message to my opponent: be prepared. Or we know markets are not a joking subject.
Lwe tugenda okubeera ne General MK General Muhoozi olw'ensonga yabadde emabega wa ekintu kino kyonna yakifaanize yatutaddemu ssente yatutaddemu buli kimu.
And then lastly, the National Boxing Championship 2024 has reached the semi-final stage after the 5 days of preliminaries. Over 400 boxers in the country have been tussling it out in Lugogo.
The 2024 National Boxing Championship has reached its semi-final stage after a long week of action. Over 400 boxers from across the country have been battling it out in Lugogo. Many of the boxers are pleased with their performances and are eager to challenge for the blue ribbon this weekend.
First of all, I'm so ready. I'm very ready. I'm very ready because I know in this world everything is very possible. You know, people they can see things which are very difficult, but what I know, I will achieve. I'll win Owen. I'll beat Owen. Yeah, because I've done everything. I'm powerful and I want to go national team so that I pass for our Uganda and I be #1 to the world.
After a week of intensive competition, the winners from the men's and women's categories, which include elite, youth and junior divisions, will earn the right to compete in the Champions League and be selected for the national team. Mashamiro Victor, UBC News.
Brings us to the end of our lunchtime news, and always a pleasure. My name is Patricia Lukoma. Good afternoon.